I think I've told myself that I'm better off alone more times than I can count. And honestly, sometimes I believe it. Sometimes being alone feels easier. Not lonely, just alone. There's a difference. When I'm alone, I don't have to worry where I stand with anyone. I don't have to overthink text. I don't have to worry about someone pulling away. I don't have to sit there trying to figure out if someone cares about me as much as I care about them. It's quiet, predictable, safe, and after enough disappointments, safe starts to become really appealing. Because people are complicated. Feelings are complicated. You can spend months getting close to someone, and then watch everything slowly change. You can trust someone, care about them, make space for them in your life, and then one day they're just not there anymore. And I think after you've experienced enough of that, you start looking at being alone differently. It stops feeling like a bad thing. It starts feeling like protection. Because when you're alone, nobody can leave. Nobody can disappoint you. Nobody can make you question yourself. And honestly, there have been times where that felt worth it. Times where I looked at all the stress that comes with relationships and friendships and feelings and thought, you know what? This is easier. Because when you're alone, you only have yourself to worry about. Your mood isn't attached to somebody else's attention. Your happiness doesn't depend on whether someone texts you back. Your day doesn't suddenly get worse because somebody's energy changed. You just exist, and there's something peaceful about that. But if I'm being honest, that's not the whole truth. Because every time I tell myself I'm better off alone, it usually comes after something, after getting hurt, or getting disappointed, or caring more than somebody else did. It never comes from a genuinely peaceful place. It comes from exhaustion. Tired of getting attached, tired of hoping, tired of caring. And being alone starts feeling less like a choice and more like a defense mechanism. Like if I stop letting people get close, I won't have to deal with losing them. That logic makes sense, at least on the surface. But I've noticed something. The moments where I say I'm better off alone the most are usually the moments where I feel the most disconnected. And that's always confused me, because if being alone is what I want, then why does loneliness still bother me? Why do I still miss people? Why do I still crave connection? Why do I still find myself wishing there was someone to talk to at the end of the day? Because the truth is, I don't actually think I want to be alone forever. I just think I want to stop getting hurt. And those aren't the same thing. But sometimes I treat them like they are. Sometimes I convince myself that distance is peace, that isolation is independence, that if I stop needing people, nothing can affect me anymore. But that's not really how it works. Because even during periods where I spent a lot of time alone, where I focused on myself, where I kept to myself emotionally, there were still moments that felt empty, moments where something good happened and there was nobody I wanted to tell, moments where I was struggling and realized I didn't actually want to carry everything by myself, moments where being alone stopped feeling peaceful and started feeling heavy. And that's the part I don't always admit, because saying I'm better off alone sounds strong, it sounds independent, wrong, but because letting them in felt risky. Because once somebody matters to you, they gain the ability to affect you. And I hated that. I hated how much power people seemed to have over my emotions. How one conversation could make my day. How one disappointment could ruin it. So I started telling myself that needing people was the problem. That attachment was the problem. That vulnerability was the problem. And if I could just stop wanting connection so much, I'd finally be okay. But no matter how much I told myself that, it never fully felt true, because there were still nights I wished somebody would reach out. Still moments I wanted someone to understand what was going on in my head without me having to explain all of it. Still times something good happened and I immediately wanted to share it with somebody. And every time that happened, it reminded me of something. Being alone and not needing anyone aren't actually the same thing. I can enjoy being alone. I can spend time by myself. I can be independent. I can have my own life. But that doesn't mean I don't want connection. It doesn't mean I don't miss it. For a long time I confused those things. I thought the goal was to become so independent that I wouldn't need anybody. But honestly, I don't think that's possible, at least not for me. Because every time I've tried to completely detach myself from people, I've ended up feeling numb. Not peaceful, numb. And there's a difference. Peace feels full. Numbness feels empty. Peace feels like you're okay whether people are there or not. Numbness feels like you stopped expecting anything, because expecting things hurts. And I think I spent a lot of time calling numbness peace, because it sounded better, it sounded stronger, it sounded like I was in control. But if I'm being honest, a lot of the time I wasn't protecting my peace. I was protecting my fears. The fear of getting attached, the fear of being disappointed, the fear of caring more than somebody else. And fear has a really convincing voice. It'll tell you isolation is freedom, that distance is maturity, that not needing anyone is strength. And sometimes I believed it. Sometimes I still do, especially after someone lets me down, after a friendship fades, after a connection changes, after somebody I trusted becomes a stranger. Those are the moments being alone feels like the obvious answer. Because if nobody gets close, nobody can hurt you. But what I've realized is that nobody can really love you from a distance either. Nobody can know you or understand you. Nobody can be there for you. And maybe that's the trade-off. Maybe every meaningful connection comes with risk. Maybe every person you care about has the potential to disappoint you. Not because they're bad people, but because they're just people. And people are imperfect, just like I am, and just like you are. That's what makes this difficult. Because part of me still wants the safety of being alone. The predictability, the control, the certainty of it all. But another part of me knows that's not really what I want. Because if I was truly better off alone, I wouldn't think about connection this much. I wouldn't miss people. I wouldn't crave understanding. I wouldn't still care. And maybe that's the thing I've been slowly realizing. Maybe I'm better off alone was never actually a conclusion. Maybe it was just a reaction to disappointment, to hurt, to feeling exhausted by people. Because when I'm at my happiest, it's never because I'm completely alone. It's because I feel connected to someone, to something, or just to life itself. And maybe that's what I've really been trying to protect this whole time. Not my independence, my ability to hope. Because every disappointment makes hope feel a little riskier, a little harder. But I don't want to become someone who stops hoping altogether. I don't want to become so protected that nobody can ever reach me. Because as painful as connection can be, a life without it would hurt more. So maybe I'm not better off alone. Maybe I'm just tired. Tired of being disappointed. Tired of getting hurt. Tired of carrying feelings that don't always get carried back. But being tired isn't the same thing as wanting to be alone forever. And that's an important difference, because deep down, I'm not looking for isolation. I'm looking for connection that doesn't make me feel like I have to protect myself all the time. And maybe that's why this thought keeps coming back. Not because I truly believe I'm better off alone, but because it's easier to say that than admit how much I still want to be understood.